Southport Sharks edged out a defiant Hills Eagles side by 16 points in a thrilling encounter. In a hard-fought contest, the Sharks kicked away to a 4-goal half-time lead. The Hills Eagles came out firing in the second half, piling on 7 goals to 3 to even up the contest, with former Brisbane Lion Eamon Buchanan leading the charge for the Eagles. The Sharks' Benjamin Merritt was a key target all afternoon and finished with 4 goals. For the Eagles, Mark Dragosevic was arguably best on ground, with Trent Stubbs also starring with 5 goals. In the end, it was the Southport Sharks defeating Sydney Hills Eagles 17-13, 115 to 14-15, 99. Ainsley sharpshooter Nick Payne celebrated his 100th game for the Tricolours, but it was the Giants who spoiled his party, scoring their first win in the season's first major upset with a 77-point thumping McPherson Oval Wagga Wagga. The Giants kicked 10 goals in the final quarter to overrun the Tricolours, leaving them with just 1 win after 4 rounds. High UWA draft pick Christian Jacks led the way, kicking 4 majors and giving Ainsley all kinds of headaches. Irishman Satanta O'Halpin will be pushing for senior selection after a strong 5-goal performance. After a mixed start to the year, Ainsley have to find some consistent form if they plan to figure in finals footy for 2013. UWS Giants defeated Ainsley 22-9, 141 to 9-10-64. A sensational second half saw Morningside run out 46-point winners over Redlands.
And he's kicked it. Got that one. The Panthers get the first one after the long break.
The Panthers kicked 12 of the last 15 majors after the long break to turn the tables on last year's semi-finalists. After losing both of sides' 2012 meetings, Sunday's victory catapults Morningside into 3rd spot on the NEAFL ladder. Courtesy of a 3-1 start to the year, it also means they've won as many games in a month of football this year as they did in last year's entire campaign.
Going anywhere, Russ, the foray, has a shot on goal and he's kicked it. So the Panthers kicked their 11th goal for the afternoon.
Early on it was a bit shaky. We obviously they had a fair few scoring shots on us and we did quite well to hang in, I thought, but obviously ran out the game. Was a really encouraging thing for our footy club. We had a lot of runners that really, just sort of tied them out, I guess.
Oh, look, I think we turned the footy over at crucial stages when we probably overused it at certain stages in that last quarter when we could have maybe just get it forward. But I don't know if we were overrun, but yeah, they just on the rebound, they cut us on the rebound.
A late venue switch gave Labrador the home ground advantage over the Vultures. In a battle of the competition's bottom 2, the Tigers recorded a much-needed 13-10-88 to 8-10-58 victory. In a scrappy and sometimes torrid encounter, the visitors took the quarter-time lead but couldn't maintain their momentum. Rick White, Josh Stevenson, Matthew and Adam Clark were the stars in returning the Tigers to the winners' circle. Sydney Uni were left to rue several missed opportunities at goal after a 37-point loss to Eastlake. The Demons' accuracy in front of goal proved to be a decisive factor in the game. With 5 different multiple goal kickers for Eastlake, the D's form was a major improvement on recent weeks. With Aaron Bruce, Dean Ralston and Ricky Stoynoff all bagging multiples, the Demons continued to keep the game out of Sydney Uni's reach. Eastlake Demons defeated Sydney Uni 18-8, 116, 11-13, 79. The Hornets were behind all day at Graham Road, trailing by 7 points at half-time and 21 at the last change and seemed destined for defeat. Sparked by 2 former Brisbane Lions, Nathan Clark and Shaney Stiller, Aspley lifted. It was Clark putting his side in front with 80 seconds remaining and the Hornets held on to win a thriller. 11-13, 79 to 12-5, 77. Aspley now moves to 4th spot while the Cats slide to 8th. Following an evenly matched opening, the Lions began to spread the football around Metricon Stadium with precision, their foot skills cutting up a young Sun side who struggled to get a handle on the Sharon. After surging to a 57-point three-quarter time lead, Brisbane piled on 10 goals to 1 in the closing half hour to win 28-12, 180 to 10-10, 70. Sam Doherty continued his strong start to the year with a game-high 35 touches from half-back. Callum Bartlett bullocked his way to 30 disposals, and Marco Paparone picked up 28 touches, 15 marks and 3 goals. For Suns coach Sean Hart, the second half was a nightmare, with his side reduced to 18 players. Tom Lynch, Trent McKenzie and Danny Stanley were forced to play the entire game. A blistering 7-goal first quarter by the Swans dashed any hopes of a Hawks victory.
And a great kick and a great snap.
Sadly, the day didn't improve as the Swans ran away by 196 points.
Was it Mitch Morton? Yeah, it was. Showed his class there.
Swans' big man Jesse White was dominant all day, with Tim Membray, Brandon Jack and Dean Rampay all benefiting from getting first use of the...
Gets onto his trusty left foot, drives it to the middle of the ground, and it's that man in number 1, Tim Membray.
Tommy Walsh was in fine form, bagging 7, but the real star was forward Mitch Morton's 11-goal haul. The Tuggeranong back 6 had no answers for the barrage of inside 50s from the Swans. Midfielders Jed Lamb and Dean Towers were stars for the Swans, bagging 2 goals each and setting up countless more. The only negative for the Swans was a knee injury to Harry Cunningham, who will miss 4 to 6 weeks. The Queanbeyan Tigers continued their winning ways in season 2013 to overpower a gallant NT Thunder at Star Track Oval, Monica, 13-10-88 to 4-9-35. The win will see the Tigers into round 1 of the Foxtel Cup. Led by midfielder Kane Stevens, the Tigers will now play Werribee at Etihad Stadium on May 28. The latter after round 4 for the Eastern Conference sees Sydney Swans and the Queanbeyan Tigers sharing top spot, followed by Belconnen, Eastlake, Giants, Eagles, Ainslie, Tuggeranong and the Sydney Uni. The Northern Conference ladder sees Southport sitting alone on top, closely followed by the Brisbane Lions, Morningside, Aspley, NT Thunder, Labrador, Gold Coast Suns, Broadbeach, Redland and Mount Gravatt. Round 5 matches this week sees Queanbeyan take on Aspley, Morningside versus the Sydney Uni, Brisbane Lions do battle with Broadbeach, Redland take on the Gold Coast Suns, the Labrador Tigers travel to Alice Springs to take on the NT Thunder, Sydney Swans taking on the Hills Eagles, and Belconnen at home at Kippax taking on the UWS Giants. For more information, head to neafl.com.au and we'll see you next week.